In a report published by The Athletic, we have reason to believe that Sherrone Moore's behavior was not isolated to the staffer that he later professed to be in an intimate relationship with for more than 2 years. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Where do you think Michigan can go from here? Because this is 2 back-to-back days of reports from The Athletic that have been nothing less than damning for ex-Michigan assistant coach Matt Weiss and ex-Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore. Matt Weiss, who was caught on video hacking into the personal accounts of student athletes, and Sherrone Moore, who was terminated for cause after it's actually him that said he's been in a relationship with another woman who's not his wife for more than 2 years. But that's what you get fired for. What he got arrested for was showing up at her apartment, trespassing, breaking and entering without entering, and threatening to hurt himself in front of her. Okay. So what's new that we've been able to find over here from The Athletic, which has done some really great reporting here of late into this situation. Also going to go ahead and continue to say none of this is rumor. We don't do that here. None of this is conjecture so much as it is, hey, if this, then that. So what we do here is talk about what we know that has been reported by newsworthy and trusted sources like The Athletic, what the University of Michigan has said, and what the police have allowed, right, through open records request or through the public service that they perform. So where does The Athletic fit into this? Well, they did some of that investigative reporting stuff, and there's 3 bylines on it. You can read them. All 3 are really great reporters with really great reputations, one of which is Bruce Feldman, who in our business is legendary, elite, right? One of the best there is. Dude was covering college football when I was still very much in middle school, high school, and then later reading him at ESPN when everybody had to have the insider subscription. And his Miami football book is my favorite college football book, not Meat Market, which basically is the first major book to report on recruiting. But anyway, just letting you know whose credentials are behind this and why I trust them. Which leads us to, what did they find? Well, they found a few women that were willing to share with reporters their interactions via text messages or Instagram with Sherrone Moore. So one of those is a woman that shares a mutual connection between herself and one of the reporters. Said that he could fly into to come, that he said he could fly her in to come see him. She did not live in Michigan. She asked him why he'd do that and whether he had considered the potential ramifications of a relationship. If she visited, would she need to avoid being seen in public? Would he expect to see her to be, quote, holed up in some hotel? To which the reply was, I guess we will have to see. I would say yes, but you would also have a driver. Ha. We will get into that detail later, he wrote. It's also a guy who apparently that has been using social media the way that single men might use social media or single women might use social media. I'm not going to use that term for DMing. Some of y'all know it because I think it kind of brings down the discourse here. And I don't want to make jokes about it. I really don't. We're doing this as a service for you and to keep up with what is been done, right? what questions are going to be asked and what still needs to be answered for. And of course, this is a Sherrone Moore who had a no social media challenge for his team during preseason camp, saying, "Hey, look, it's distracting," and he wanted everybody to be locked in, and said that he was off of it for like a week, leading into their game week to open the season, and he felt great about that. Then there was what had happened, or what people had noticed and then felt comfortable saying after his arrest um, earlier in December. One of the things that I think is newsworthy and had not been shared before is the apartment complex where the staffer that Sherrone was in an intimate relationship with was shared by Michigan players. So the way that this reads in The Athletic, several Michigan players lived in the same apartment complex as the staffer, and one program source recalled Moore there being late at night, seen Moore's SUV parked in the complex's lot late at night on several occasions. There's even video of Moore and the staffer sitting together at a lacrosse game that was airing on the Big Ten network as late as 2024. Again, he said he'd been in this thing for 2 years. Of course, Moore denied the relationship to colleagues when they brought it up, and he became angry about it. And they warned him that there was a video clip of his appearance and it appearing, improper. Lots of ways in which it feels like there's a whole lot of there seems to be something here that no one at Michigan could actually take an action toward, right? Because the way that I always put this is the three most important people at your Power 4 university are your university president, your athletic director, and your head coach. The university president has to have the board of regents behind him, as does the athletic director, really, to really go do something about the coach, but it might not even get to the coach, and it might not even get to the athletic director. But those feel like the only two people that can do something, aside from somebody whistleblows and raises an alarm that triggers a systematic response that can circumvent all of that. And we all are supposed to have systems in place that can do that at this level. And that includes the Matt Weiss part of this. Like it all feels kind of sorted, and it sucks, right? But I think for the most part, it's more about what happens now. How do we push this story forward, knowing all these things? We know that Sherrone Moore is not coaching at Michigan. He probably won't be coaching college football. I'm not going to say ever again. I am going to say for the foreseeable future, right? We also know that the University of Michigan has taken the steps necessary to begin the process of trying to root out what else it might not know about its program and how far this goes. Because when you see the head coach's actions, that's what you remember. And this do as I say, not as I do is not going to work. You have to walk it like you talk it in our sport. You have to. You're asking 17 to 24, 25-year-old men to get into car wrecks in 80 plays, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games a year for you. And yes, they get paid, and you get paid handsomely as well. That's one, right? Two is you are the university, the program personified. You are the steward. Three is people that don't know what goes on inside your walls will not allow for you to just continue to say it doesn't matter what you think, because that is disrespectful and it's mean-spirited. And when you have this much control and this much power, it feels like you get to circumvent many things. Like you get to thumb your nose at the media, you get to thumb your nose at naysayers. Someone gives an opinion that you don't like, you can call them out on the carpet. So you better be squeaky clean with everything else you do. That's how that works. Sherrone Moore was not. Question is, well, now what? I realize many of you want to see something harsh happen to the University of Michigan. I'm not quite there yet. I want to see how this criminal investigation bears out. I want to see what the investigation they're doing internally turns up. And I think that Biff Poggi is actually doing a really good job, given what he's been tasked with and how things are going inside the program. Even given the quote, everything that happens in this building has to be reevaluated because it's not up to standard. It's been 5 years of, let's call it what it is, a malfunctioning organization. There's something every year. It's Biff Poggi.